Ever since the creation of Battle for Dream Island in 2010, there have been a lot of object shows, and naturally some of these are going to end because they are just created by people under the age of 18 most of the time, and they don't have all the time in the world to focus on their object shows. And in this video, I'm going to go into why these object shows ended, what happened to the creators, and the happy endings, the good endings, and the creepy and borderline disturbing endings of some of these object shows. If you do like content like this, please consider subscribing. My name is Infodistinct, and I'm trying to reach my first ever 100 subscribers, and it would mean a lot. Also, comment down below out of all these object shows which one you would want to see come back. For the first object show is definitely the most popular on this list, and that is Battle for Dream Island again. Battle for Dream Island again came a couple months after the release of BFDI, and despite all the hate BFDIA gets, I actually think it was a really good season for what it was. I think the direction of episode 5 was super cool with all the different parts and even a video game for 5B. And episode 6 was supposed to come out a month after the episode aired. But then Carrie and Michael said they were going to have to go on a hiatus to focus on school, and then it was radio silence for 3 years. And during this time in the object show community, no one knew what ever happened to them, and me being a part of the community in this time, no one really thought they were ever going to come back. During this 3-year period, they were inactive on all their socials and not giving a single update to any of the fans. But then they made a video in 2016 explaining where they've been and why they haven't been making any BFDI videos. And due to some glitch in the Google system, their AdSense just got removed and they lost thousands upon thousands of dollars because of it. Someone on the Google team found this video and understood what had happened, and they immediately fixed the glitch that was happening with the Jack and Jellyfy YouTube channel. And then they got their AdSense back, and everyone thought this was going to be the time BFDIA 6 comes out, but then it didn't come back out. It was IDFB 1, and then IDFB went on a hiatus, and then it was BFB. And then they officially confirmed BFDIA would never come back and it was officially cancelled. However, something interesting though is they said they're not opposed to an IDFB return. So maybe when the Power of 2 does end, IDFB could be the new season that they would focus on. At the time of the making of Object Overload, it was one of the most loved object shows throughout the whole community. Definitely the third biggest object show behind Inanimate Insanity and Battle for Dream Island. The trajectory of the show and the humor and the writing really drew in a lot of fans, and it was really well made, and it was super funny, and it was super clever with a lot of good characters and just a really good show in general. You can also see how well this show aged, considering all of the old episodes have more than 1 million views. And then Zany Leaves ended up canceling Object Overload and then rebooted it as a new show, which canceling it surprised a lot of people because Object Overload had 6 episodes out and it looked to be going down a really good path. But when the reboot came out, the first episode got such high praise, and right now it's sitting at 5.8 million views on YouTube, and is honestly one of the best episodes I've ever seen from an object show. But again, Object Overload hasn't gotten a new episode since 2015, so what happened? And basically all the research I could come up with was Zany Leaves didn't like the direction of where Object Overload was heading towards, which was honestly very surprising to hear because I feel like Object Overload out of most object shows is going in the best direction, because I feel like the writing and the production of the object show was incredible. But Zany Leaves still stayed pretty close to the community, doing a lot of voice acting and animation work. And there has been a teaser for a new Object Overload reboot with a video he posted, but other than that, there's not been that much news on it. Object Illusion was a pretty OG object show, and if you're in the community at the time, it was one of the most popular object shows. Back in 2012 and 2013, it was one of the biggest piece of object shows, but not that many people were making object shows, so you can get away with making a pretty bad looking object show. So people might look at the first couple episodes of Object Illusion and think, wow, how is this show even popular? But at the end of the episodes, it got really well produced and the animation was very good. No hate towards Aesop the King, this was just every single object show, and he was clearly very, very, very young when he made it, and I'm not doubting him as an animator or a creator now. But out of most of these object shows, Object Illusion really surprised me that I got cancelled, considering the fact that I had 10 episodes and it seemed like the storyline was really developing at the time of its cancellation. And I thought this was going to be the 4th or 5th object to be ended, because at the time most object shows either cancelled or only had 1 or 2 or 3 episodes and no one heard from them again. The only object shows that were really finished were Excellent Entities, Inanimate Insanity, BFDI, and Challenge to Win. But then after episode 10 of Object Illusion, it just was kind of silence from there. A lot of teasers were posted for this new episode, but nothing ever really came out of it, and then the creator of the show, Aesop the King, made an update video 11 months ago. He said the main reason why Object Illusion wasn't being continued was because he had a lack of motivation for animation and picked up new hobbies like music. He said he wants to reboot the show or maybe even continue Object Illusion episode 11, but a lot of the crew he is not in contact with anymore except the voice actor of Oreo. I would personally think it's sick if he continued Object Illusion within episode 11 or even reboot it, but we haven't gotten an update in 11 months, so I don't know how likely this is. And for the last and final object I'm going to be talking about, there is going to be a trigger warning. This is pretty disturbing and disgusting stuff I'm going to be talking about, so just a fair warning. Battle for Object Destination was created in the year of 2015 by a creator named Animation Area. The show was liked at its time, considering its unique concept of having a whole team win instead of one object winning, and the fact of the traveling aspect. After episode 4, the show ended up getting cancelled, and he moved on to making another show called Anyone's Game. I never ended up watching it, and I don't think I ever will, and I'm just going to go over some of the controversy he's gone under and why he's left the face of the internet. To avoid any possible legal trouble, I'm just going to say all of this is alleged, but the creator of this show was caught taking videos of little girls hiccuping and allegedly also dated a 15-year-old girl when he was above the age of 18, which is illegal. And because of this, Animation Area went off all social medias and no one's seen him since these allegations have come out. And the fact he didn't really make an effort to clear his name makes me believe that the stuff he was accused of is true, which is honestly just disgusting. But anyways, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and leave a like and comment if you did like this video. It would mean a lot. And yeah, subscribe for more videos like this.